So let's talk about your remote. If you have a remote that you hold in your hand like this, it's kind of got a grip on the bottom for your fingers. This is going to be either a ProFlame 1 or ProFlame 2, the early version. But let's talk about the ProFlame 1 because it's very different from the other remote that you might be used to. If this is your remote, let's go over a few of the basic operations. So you hold it in your hand like this. The way that you are certain that it is a ProFlame 1 is up here at the top. You're going to see that there is a house icon. That lets you know that it is ProFlame 1. The way that you would turn it on is simply the very button at the top. Let's get to know this remote. This is going to be your power button. As you see, everything lit up with that. The very next button is going to be your thermostat button. And you will notice that changes over here on the thermostat on the display. And it goes from on, which would be your basic on-off. Your set temperature would be here. This would be the room temperature. The smart thermostat would be a thermostat that runs in very much like the regular thermostat. However, the smart thermostat tries to keep the firebox warm, therefore saving energy, and it slowly, on its own, it raises and lowers the flames to match the need. And then the last, of course, on that would be off, which simply means that now that your remote has turned into an on-off switch for your fireplace. So then the next thing that we find is going to be the selector button, which would be up and down. If you notice, as I hit it, it is now going down on the set mode that we are looking at. So how do you know what mode you're set on? Well, that's what this last little button here is that is round on the bottom. It has a circle printed on it. It is not a round button, but it has a circle printed on it. And this is going to be a select button, which takes you through the different options. As you see, we are the fan. This is going to be the light. This is going to be the back burner. So let's look at it again. This is going to be the BTU turn down, which allows you to open or close the stepper, allowing how much gas comes out, and therefore changing the height of the flame. So either one, if you want to take it down, take your button, press down, and you will take it down to a smaller flame. The next option would be the blower. This is again on high, or just like any other of the other modes, you could take and press the button here, and you will be able to go down on those until you are able to get to that. The very next is going to be the auxiliary button. The auxiliary button is turning the light off and on. It will turn the light off and on simply by doing that. And then the last will be this two burners. It'll allow you to turn off the back burner. And that again is as simple as turning it off or on. And my remote here is giving me a little bit of a challenge. This is an older remote. But you would be able to make that adjustment off or on that simply by this last area here showing the double flame. All right. So that is our thing. Power, thermostat, up and down button, and then mode selector. And again, to turn it off, you could turn it off just like that. Now let's say that you want to turn on your pilot. You want to have a continuous standing pilot. Just like with any of the other remotes, go through and hit the very bottom button here. You will find, oh, there we go. And this remote is not wanting to work properly for me, but you would be able to take and hit this bottom button here. And by hitting this bottom button here, you would be able to go through and turn that on. So there you have it. That is going to be the ProFlame 1 remote and how to operate that. All right.